ladies and genitals, YOTESLAYA here, bringing you part 2 of the AB Factory, the custom zombie map. I did go back a little bit from part 1 to show you these switches. In part 1, I actually activated that switch there, and then outside this door underneath this bench here, I activated that. So I went back into part 1 because I didn't want to separate all the switches to open up that door to get to the viable ending. Now you're going to see all the switches throughout this part 2. I do believe I speed a couple parts up of this video just because it's me running around. I've got a crawler, I'm looking around and stuff like that. You will also figure out and find where Jug is in this. A lot of people have asked me, dude, how did you get to Jug in AB Factory? And it's pretty hard to find, but it's not real hard to find. So you guys that did ask that, this will answer that as well. You can see there I had a crawler, and for whatever reason it died off. I don't know if it glitched out or whatnot, but you know, the first time I tried this map, I had a crawler literally for hours trying to find these doors and these switches. So I'm not really sure why that one died off so quickly. But if you've seen part 1, I hang out here in this area as well. This is where I go to. For the most part, I'm still, you can see there, still my mouse is like doing something weird. I don't know if there's a button or something on it that I'm pushing to make it to where it can't turn left or right, only go up and down, which as many buttons are on my mouse, I don't doubt that there's not a button that does that. But like I was saying, this is where I generally hang out. It's pretty easy as long as you don't go too far back within these sandbags. All the zombies will spawn here in front of you, and you don't have to worry about zombies coming from behind you and, you know, putting it to you in the buttocks or anything like that. They can just, you know, they all just spawn right here in front of you. If you've got speed cola, you should be able to hold out pretty decent. But if you do get pushed back, I mean, you can get back in there a little bit. Like you can see here, it's like episode 1 even. I got to this point a couple times, and I even got pushed back a little bit farther around this next turn. But as long as you don't go beyond that, they should all spawn in like the spawn area or what was right in front of me just a second ago. I'm not going to talk about this gameplay. It's going to show you these switches. When time comes where I want to point something out, I will do that. I want to apologize for this weekend. I didn't have very much uploads. That was because I had my little boys, and on, you know, when I have my little boys, I generally escape the YouTube, the gaming stuff, and you know, we game and we mess around, and they play a lot of Xbox and stuff like that. But I don't get as tied up in it as I do when they're not here. You know, I'm not on YouTube checking, you know, videos and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't get any uploads hardly this weekend, other than the Saints Row Let's Play. And another thing is, man, I am getting sick, dude. Like, I can always tell when I'm about to get sick because I always have, and I know this is probably going to gross you out. By the way, this is how you get the Jug. You go to the spawn, go through that door to the right, and then just follow the route that I take here. There is a switch right here on my left for 500, and then just jump these sand barriers. I do point down here. You'll see there, you can see there's nothing at the bottom of these stairs. It's just blacked out. A lot of you may wonder why I'm pointing that out, but you'll see in just a second. And then I'll finish my story of when I'm sick. It's probably going to gross some of you guys out, but it is what it is, and I figured it was a very good conversation piece. But you can see here's this second stairwell, and you can see there's a hole to go down here where there's a teleporter and a couple weapons on the wall. Remember from part 1 I was saying the weapons are expensive as shiz? Yeah, right there's the Browning for 8K, and here's the MG42 for 10,000 points. That is just ridiculous. For you that have played AB Factory and you've been in these underground waterworks and you probably wonder what was behind this sandbag and you've seen the switch, that is how you get behind here and clear that debris to be able to get to that area, which is a very good training area. I don't know if you'll see this episode or the next. But what I was saying about my cold, man, I know when I'm not really a cold, it's like the flu. Anytime I'm getting sick, when I burp, like, you know, my stomach is turning and stuff like that. And anytime I burp, it tastes like eggs. Okay, and I know that's gross, but you can see there, 2,000 points on that truck. I know I'm changing subjects like rapidly, but that was the door that I could not find when I did it my first playthrough. I always knew there was a switch there. There's another one there underneath the little archway of the bridge. And then right here in this barn, excuse me, and then I think I run out of points to do it. But I've been sick this weekend, and like I said, anytime I burp and it tastes like eggs, I know I'm getting like the stomach flu type deal to where when I go do a deucer, it flows pretty fluid, but it still sucks, man. So, you know, every time I fart, man, I got to be careful because I don't want to shit myself, okay? You guys know what it's like, but I'm getting sick. and it sucks. Huge ball sack. But right here is where I speed it up. And I know that some of you ladies and some of you dudes may be like, dude, whoa, too much info. But, hey, it's a conversation piece. It's a conversation piece. Right here I speed it up because I'm trying to find this crawler. I could not find it at all. But, yeah, getting sick, that's another reason why there hasn't been uploads. Movie review Monday. I didn't get that out today either, or last night, which was the Monday. So I'm going to put it up later this evening, which is the new series where I review a movie that is in theaters, tell you my initial thoughts and stuff like that for that movie. And then each episode you vote. You leave in a comment what movie you want to see me review that is in theaters, not a DVD, nothing old school. And then you guys thumbs that up, and then I'll go check it out at the theater and then do a review that following Monday. So, the first review is going to be The Devil's Inside. I know a lot of you probably already know that and everything. I just wanted to point that out there and tell you why it did not happen this Monday. Also, I'm thinking about starting a questioning and answer series. Like, Woody's got one. Yeah, my mother's got one. A lot of people do this, and I think I get asked the same question quite a bit. So, I think I'm going to put this into a video form, and you guys can ask me anything. Obviously, if it's something that's just, like, extremely personal, I won't answer. But, I mean, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I wouldn't answer. I'm pretty straightforward, and I really don't care. So I will probably, for the most part, answer every question. You can ask me anything, and it'll be pretty cool. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that it migrates towards, like, what do I use to record? What got me into YouTube? Stuff like that. I know eventually it'll probably evolve into something that's just, like, getting carried away. Like, how old were you when you first started jerking it? Like, I was 6 or so, I don't know, something like that. You guys know what I mean. Hell, I may have been like 4 years old, I don't know. Before I could walk, I think I was probably jerking that shit. You know, every little boy when he's a baby, you know that when you're a father, I know a lot of you guys aren't, but when you're a mother and a father, I can speak on the father's behalf. Like, you're around your child the entire time. Like, I have 2 boys. You're sitting there, and you can always tell when they discover their weenus, okay? Because that is the only thing they are worried about. Any mothers and fathers out there, you can probably vouch for me on this one. They'll be sitting there, you know, crying, everything like that, and it's just like, oh, damn, what is this? And then from that day forward, they're Al Bundying that shit in a diaper, okay? They're going to Al Bundy that shit, hand in the crotch, for days. I'm talking like 3 months old. It doesn't take very long to know, you know. And like I said, you can visually see them like, what the French toast? What is this? And just discover their manlyhood, or whatever you want to call it. Boylyhood? Boylyhood? I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know what got us on that subject. Oh yeah, the question and answer. I think it'll be pretty interesting, and hopefully it'll answer a lot of questions that you guys may have had and stuff like that. I've been asked the same question literally hundreds and hundreds of times, so I'm hoping maybe those questions will come out to where I can answer them and then help all you guys out that may be wondering some of these issues and stuff like that. So, now that you know I have diarrhea, now that you know I jerked off when I was 4 years old, and all that stuff, there's really nothing left to say. I'm going to go back here and get these last couple switches, and then probably end this episode because it got really awkward there towards the end, I will admit. But when do you watch a YOTESLAYA commentary and it's not awkward? You know what I mean? I really need to turn down the effing heat in my apartment because I'm hot as shit right now. I feel like I've been doing push-ups or something. God damn, commentaries. Whoever said YouTube was easy, man, they don't know. It's harder than shit. I'm working up a sweat sitting here doing this commentary and shit. But that's the switch I got a little bit ago. Most of these switches stand out like a sore thumb. The only one that gave me trouble when I did this was the one by the truck. You can see they pretty much glow because this map is really dark. They got a red light, yellow light, and white light on them. And you'll see them glow pretty easy. None of them are really tucked away very hidden. So, I mean, as long as you kind of, well, you could use this video as preference and no. But as long as, you know, if you ain't watching this or you don't care, you want to discover it on your own, you can see there they kind of stick out. You shouldn't miss them and stuff like that. Right here, I'm going to show you the door that all those switches, all in all, did open. And this is where the Bible ending. It's tucked back here away, way back in the back. And you can see the door is now open. The switch for $50,000, and I'm not really sure what that badge is. hanging on the wall. I think I stare at it here in just a second, just see what it says. Okay, maybe I do that at the end. I know at one point I do it. I don't really know. But this map is pretty awesome, man. Be prepared to do some color corrections on its brightness and like stuff like that when you post this shiz on YouTube, though, because it is dark. It is so dark. And by the way, do not use brightness and contrast to adjust videos. Brightness just makes the video look like gray, and contrast will just F it up. Use color curves and adjust that color curve. I mean, assuming you're using Vegas, use color curves and adjust that accordingly, and it should look a lot better. Never use brightness and contrast to try to make a video brighter, because it'll just F everything up and make it ridiculous. And I did that when I was new to YouTube all the time. I did that for real. But I hope you enjoyed this little conversation I had with y'all. I'm going to get out of here as soon as we get in this part 3, this next coming episode. It will be dogs, and then we'll see how close we can get to 50K. So, guys, peace.